It is the final ECW of the year. Are we going to get some good stuff? Are we going to get some Christmas-themed action? No, we're going to get a best of 2007. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling here to review ECW. I've actually totally forgot the date of this show, but it doesn't really matter because
it's actually 24th.
It was basically showing everything apart from the 24th. So, I mean, we have Taz and Joey Styles in a studio, and they basically just talk about the year so far. And, you know, I kind of like these best of shows when they originally happened, but, I mean, after a while, I do think they get a bit boring, and it is lazy.
They get boring, right? But not the thing is, the moments get worse.
Yeah, the moments get worse, so like year by year, it's almost like, right, well, there's not that much good shit that actually happened here. So, yeah, no, you're in a sticky situation. I mean, they're alright, but I think I'd rather just have a taped show.
Yeah, I would too, but we didn't have that.
Or what about a taped show mixed in with some best of moments?
Yeah, I just don't really understand. I mean, in half the moment, there was a lot of moments they're talking about that just are dead, like irrelevant. Like, I mean, I get Bobby Lashley was a pretty big part in the opening half of the year, but he's gone. He's going to TNA, and like they're dedicating half the fucking.
Well, they're hardly going to miss him. It's the best of 2007 ECW.
Yeah, Chris Benoit got we mentioned.
Well, he didn't really do much in ECW, did he?
Yeah, but I said no. The fucking.
Well, hold on. Let's say Benoit held the belt for a year, then he killed his family 2 weeks before Christmas. It'd be hard to do a best of if he had the whole title reign for a year and not mention him.
It would be hard, but obviously Benoit did not get mentioned, guys, for obvious reasons. There was Do-Rag Vince, there was the 4-on-4 match on ECW, Extreme Rules, really good match. Why that wasn't at Mania, I don't know. Probably because it would have been very sloppy.
Yeah, they wanted to do a safe match at Mania with basically RVD working most of it.
Yeah,
let's be real.
I get that.
Do you really think they want WrestleMania? Sandman? Sabu? Taking centre stage with weapons? I mean, do you really think that's how it's going to go down?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the first time we've had a sloppy hardcore match at Mania.
I know, I just don't think McMahon trusts those guys.
Mania 2000 had a hardcore battle royal with guys that couldn't work out a fucking plastic bag.
I think WWE went in a big change since then, though. We're talking 7 years ago.
Alright, but we had Decrepit Mick Foley in 06 against Edge.
I think he trusts Decrepit Mick Foley more than he trusts these guys.
Yeah, but I look at Mania 23, didn't really have any other hardcore matches, so he could have used it. Here, I understand it, right? I think he trusts Van Damme and Dreamer. He would trust Sabu to do a few mega moves, but also a few mega botches, and Sandman, I don't know what he would trust him to do.
Hold on, I don't recall Sandman ever getting a big pay-per-view match. So, I mean, he might have faced Carlito on Raw for one match, but...
What's your point?
Well, I just don't... The fact that Sandman never got a big pay-per-view match, I just don't think all of a sudden he's going to trust him at the grandest stage of them all.
Well, so you think this all came down to Sandman?
I think it plays an element.
An element? Well, fucking take him out and put Balls Mahoney in then.
Because that's not good.
It might be.
He wants Balls. Look, at the end of the day, I just don't think McMahon wanted all these ECW fucking junkies run the boot with weapons at WrestleMania. I think McMahon thought by that direction the company were going that it would be a bad look for the company. I think he just kind of wanted, right, Sandman, just you stand on the apron there and let RVD do stuff.
But why even give him the moment? It's like, I don't know, it's just weird. But you know what, like I said, the ECW match.
So you think the ECW match should have happened to Mania?
I think it should have, but I totally understand the other point of view. But I think actually having that match was fucking pointless. I'm sorry. At
WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So what would you have done?
Just a throwaway match. Here, it gives them their moment, but here, Tommy Dreamer should have had his moment during TLC 4. But anyway, let's talk about other things. What about Johnny? The Shazam of Sexy.
John Morrison makes his debut on ECW, no longer Johnny Nitro. Covered him in his feud with CM Punk and just wasn't that good at it, if we're being honest. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad, but it was a bit boring. CM Punk, you can't beat me, for I am John Morrison, and I am the wisdom of ECW, and this title will never lose. It will never leave the palace of wisdom. And I am
shite every week. Honestly, it only got good when he was on commentary with The Miz.
I think John Morrison's the kind of guy that he can say a lot of things, but it means nothing.
Yep. That is it. The guy came out.
He looks the part and he's good in the ring, but I mean, he just doesn't. You know, I just don't know why they separated him from Melina. I think it was a good duo. I'm not saying Melina's the greatest mic talker, but I think Morrison could have worked with a manager.
No, I agree with that. But I just thought this run was very. I mean, I think a lot of these runs in the second half of the year were just shocking. To be honest, I don't think there was one good one. A lot of people talk about CM Punk, but let's be real. Like, I see these people, right, that, like, talk about wrestling in hindsight. I think half of them don't have a fucking clue what they've watched or haven't watched it. It's this new generation of wrestling fans, you know what? We've watched a lot of wrestling, right? But I think we actually have a very valid opinion. See, over, like, the past couple of years, maybe more than that, we've watched a lot of errors.
Yeah, I think we're very fair. Like, I really enjoyed ECW when it first started, minus the Big Show. And I pretty much enjoyed the first half of 2007 when you had the ECW's originals versus the new breed, and you had the McMahon Bobby Lashley stuff. I thought it was good, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I do think for about, I'd say the last 6 months, I think a couple of months after Mania, I think as soon as basically when Bobby Lashley moved to Raw, and then we started getting McMahon not on ECW anymore, I do think ECW went downhill. I think it began to get a bit boring, and I wouldn't say it was that much better than the current era. I still think it was better, but I wouldn't say that much better.
I think the biggest example, right? Sorry to butt in, but I think the Invasion gets so much slack, and I think it's just these fucking marks today that didn't watch it. I think they just look at it and go, "Oh, but it didn't have Goldberg, it didn't have Hulk Hogan or the NWO or Sting." Fucking watch it weekly and tell me it was bad. I'm sorry, they've never watched it. If you honestly think it was bad.
You know what? It was good. The Invasion group did lack the star power, but that's why Austin was in it.
Yeah.
Austin makes up for the lack of star power.
I would rather Austin leading the alliance rather than, like, if you add Goldberg and Sting in there and take out Austin. Honestly, I think Austin's heel was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and it was different for his face run, which, if we're being honest, it was a bit stale.
Yeah. But that's to wrap up this point, I think people that talk about wrestling today and have an opinion about previous eras haven't watched it. That's why I wouldn't speak too much about the 80s and what fucking...
Yeah, because I haven't seen it. Like, I mean...
I've watched the odd thing, but I could never tell you about weekly television.
Well, they didn't really have it, did they?
I know, but like house shows and, you know, all that shit.
Yeah, I can't really give that much informed opinions on the 80s. All I can base my opinions on is the some individual matches, but I accept that it was a completely different style back then. So it's kind of hard to like rate a match and say, oh, that sucked, because there's some matches that have been great in the past 10 years that necessarily you wouldn't say were great in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I'm sure that's the same with the 80s.
I think there's just a lot of people, though, today. I mean, you could argue it's the younger generation of wrestling fans that don't know any better, and they think this stuff is, brilliant and shit.
What stuff?
Like current day wrestling, and that's why they think all these people in the past overrated. That's why we think Kenny Omega's the greatest all time. Well, if Dave Meltzer's telling us there's an 8.5 star match, here, see if some people honestly do think Dave Meltzer's word is gospel, and they think, well, why didn't he give Kurt Angle a 5-star match? Why did he only give a 5-star match?
I don't want to talk about all this shit, right? But yeah, basically to end on that, Meltzer's never gave Kurt Angle a 5-star match, so anything Meltzer says got no credibility, because outside of Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle's the guy with probably the most 5-star matches.
It's true. It's damn true.
Yeah, so we've seen CM Punk. Obviously, he feuds with Morrison. He eventually does win the belt. Then he gets in a feud with Morrison and The Miz. Then he gets in a feud with Big Daddy V, which never really resulted in any proper matches. It kind of just ended in a couple of throwaway matches that ended in DQ. Again, he went back to beating Morrison and The Miz, and that was it, really. That's it. CM Punk's entire run has been beating Morrison and The Miz and getting into a feud with Big Daddy V that just didn't really go anywhere.
People would like you to think, though, that his ECW run was better than, getting screwed at the Mania main event and having to have a match with Jericho. That's what people would have you believe. Honestly, this CM Punk run has been so poor. I really expected. You know what? See if you asked me about this CM Punk run before we watched this, I'd have said it was good. I would have said that.
And the guy's not cut one good promo.
The best thing he done in ECW was the chamber match. And the feud with Mike Knox for me. And Kelly Kelly. It didn't even last that long. That's for me, that is his star points in ECW. This run...
Yeah, he's not done anything. I mean, he had one promo with Amando Estrada that was not bad.
Like, I'm sorry, having numerous matches against Johnny Munro, or whatever the fuck he's called, it doesn't do it for me. Johnny Extreme. Damn it.
Alright, so I think we can establish that the John Morrison and CM Punk stuff hasn't been that great.
And you throw in the Miz too, it doesn't change it for me.
Yeah, we've had the Miz, Extreme Expose, the Kelly contract. We looked at Bobby Lashley and Vince McMahon. Probably I'd say their rivalry's been the best thing on ECW this year.
Yes.
You had Umaga coming in, you'd Shane McMahon coming in, you'd Austin on an episode of ECW.
Roddy Piper.
We had the big cage match with Hardcore Holly and Lashley where he burst through the cage to take out Umaga. It's a pretty memorable moment that was anyway. I think that was a pretty good scene.
Yeah, probably definitely one of the better moments of, like, you know, more like you think of promo packages feel 7, you remember this.
Yeah, you do remember it was a good scene, but overall, even the matches with Bobby Lashley and McMahon, I think they delivered. It would have been good, I think, to have seen Bobby Lashley versus McMahon 1-on-1, but I get by that age. I mean, McMahon was older and Bobby Lashley looked like a fucking machine, so could anyone buy it? You know the way we got McMahon versus Taker at Survivor Series?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen something similar to that with McMahon Lashley, but I get it. I think McMahon had slowed down a bit.
Yeah, I think
quite a bit actually.
A lot.
Even from, I'd say McMahon faced feud with DX and stuff in 2006, he'd slowed down a lot for when he took on Bobby Lashley.
No, I would agree with that. But
I don't know if something happened to him in that year, but he did lose a bit of a step.
What I would say is, though, see these promo packages that I think they did here and they showed a lot of highlights. I think that it can just show you can edit anything together and make it look good.
Well,
like, you would think watching this show that 2007 ECW was pretty great.
I've always said this, like with movie trailers, like if the trailer doesn't look good, then the movie's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, like,
because if you can't take like clips and segments and do quick edits and stuff, and if you can't make a good 1 minute trailer out of like a 90-minute movie, then the movie must absolutely suck. And I mean, WWE, like, you can, this 2007 ECW run, you can 100% clip bits and show certain parts of matches and clip bits of promos and make it look great. Doesn't necessarily mean the whole year was great itself, and it wasn't great. Look, there was a lot of shows that were lackluster. There was a lot of shows where it's finished and you're thinking, God, not a lot happened there. I mean, there were some shows where there was like no segments whatsoever. It was just match after match after match. A lot of the shows, I think, towards the latter part of the year were really poor. I mean, I'm talking like 2, 3, 4s out of 10 at best.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for average for the year, it would probably
be a 3 or a 4. Like,
yeah, first half of the year, I'd probably say it would be like a 5 or a 6. But after that, it just nosedives.
Anything else that we missed? Do we need to cover anything else?
I mean, they did hype up Big Daddy Fee, something chronic in this. Like, oh, he's undefeatable. But he hasn't won the belt. I mean, yeah, he's beat a lot. I think it was
the Big Daddy Fee Boogeyman feud for me was good. I enjoyed that.
Yes, I'm trying to think anything else here.
Tommy Dreamer had his wee run on the whole championship chase. I like that.
Yep.
I was excited when Armando Estrada was announced as the GM, but it just kind of fizzled out.
I think they talked a wee bit about the talent trade, but that was about it. There wasn't really much else happening.
Has ECW really gained from the talent trade? No. I mean, they've had the odd match, like it's just like a one-off random. I mean,
it's Brooke and Noble against Punk for 15 minutes.
Then Batista turns up a week before he faces Undertaker on Edge for the belt, and he takes on Burke. Are we really supposed to believe Elijah Burke can win?
He might lose.
I mean, Elijah Burke's done nothing. I think since they teamed him up with the new breed, he's went downhill. Kevin Thorne, I thought was good in 2006, but
Shelton Benjamin.
They teamed him up with the new breed and it just went downhill. Corvon got released. Matt Striker, I think, was really good in 2006, and I just haven't really felt it, him being Big Daddy V's manager.
No, absolutely not. And that's pretty much it for 07. I mean, if I was to rate the year out of 10 for it, I'd give it a 4.
The commentary was good. I like the commentary. Taz and Joey Styles always deliver on commentary. But yeah, for me, best things about ECW in 2007 Obviously, the start of the year, I did enjoy Bobby Lashley, McMahon feud, the ECW originals and the new breed. As we move on to like the second half of the year, I think the standout moments is probably Big Daddy V. I did enjoy Big Daddy V.
No, I think actually, Shafty, imagine if you swapped the champions from 06 into 07 and 07 into 06. Would that, I think, imagine if Big Show was champion in this
in that second half. Oh God, I would have just Big Daddy V would have been a good ECW champ when.
I think seeing CM Punk take on like Van Damme
and losing
Kurt Angle. Who else?
Losing
Sabu.
Van Damme in the second half of the year and Sabu.
Yeah, that's killed them.
They moved Sandman to Raw as well.
Is that your whole argument though about Sandman not wanting on a big stage? Why the fuck would he move him to Raw, the prime show? Is that a fucking rib?
I don't know, but yeah, they just moved all these guys, and then all of a sudden, it didn't. It just, I think even early 2007, it had a little bit of the original. I'm not going to say the original, but it still felt like ECW to me. I think by the end of 2007, it just feels like a third brand.
Yeah. Especially with SmackDown.
It just feels like a WWE's third brand.
You know, it absolutely does, make no mistake about it. And for this show, I mean, it's hard to rate this show. It is showing all the best moments. I'm just going to give it a 4.
I'll give it a 5.
If I'm giving the year a 4, I kind of have to give this show a 4.
Well, not really, because this show is showing all the best parts.
Yeah, but...
Plus, it's a fucking best-of show. I don't even think this deserves a rating. I'm just giving it a 5 down the middle.
I'll give it a 5 then.
There you go, 5 out of 10, guys. Let us know your thoughts down below.
So that's done.
That's us done. We're going to put a poll up. So
what's going to replace your Wednesday night?
So we're in. This is the final ECW of 2007. We've got a decision now. We're currently doing a Ruthless Aggression era watch through, I guess, SmackDown Raw. We've decided we've got two options. Either we can continue reviewing ECW as we are right now every Wednesday night, or we can pause ECW and pick it back up when we catch up to it with Raw and SmackDown, which would take about 6 years, 5.5 years.
5 years.
Be pretty long, but we could do that and then do something else in the meantime, whether it be we'll maybe watch a completely different promotion altogether and give something else a chance. I don't know. Could we pick up TNA? Current TNA? I don't know. Could we do that? Could we pick up something that's been extinct? Could we watch Total Divas and get John Cena on that show acting like a weirdo?
You're not allowed to have a dog, Nicky.
There's loads of things we could do. We'll think about it. We'll put it up for a poll. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.